Hello, everyone. Welcome. Let's get some little patterns going on over here. So I was thinking back, did I go live this week or not? And the answer is no. I had planned to go live Tuesday morning like normal. And that was the one day that both of my kids decided to wake up early and it just wasn't going to happen. So I'm like, let's do it today because there are some big updates happening like now. So I want to get the information to you guys like ASAP so you know what is going on. Okay, so we're doing it today on Thursday, but that's okay. It's this week. Hello, Teacher Kelly. Thanks for stopping by. Again, if anybody stops by live, say hi in the chat. If you watch the replay, say hi down below in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about today's topics. Okay, so today the big thing is the time change. Did it sneak up on you? It snuck up on me. This Sunday in 3 days is the time change for people in America. We're going to go back to daylight savings, so we're going to spring forward an hour. So just remember, on Outschool, all of your classes will be in the teacher's time zone. So if the teacher springs forward, all the classes will spring forward, okay? Just note that some countries spring forward a different day. Some do not spring forward at all. So if you want to send a little note out to your students, say, hey, just let you know, starting next week, it will be an hour later. Later, spring forward. I don't know. It'll be an hour different. And just say, if it doesn't work out, let me know. We'll figure something out. But there will be a time change happening this weekend for people in America. That's this weekend. It snuck up on me. And it says, hi, I'm subbing, but first class is 8:45. So, yeah, you can come listen to me. Yay. I'll try to be fast, but not speak too fast because I tend to do that. So that's the big thing. Number one is the time change. It happens twice a year. Somehow this one just snuck up on me, and this one in March. I'm happy for it. I'm glad for it. But, just be aware if you're tutoring people who are in a country that does not do the time change, it will be different. Okay, second thing is there are some trends happening on Outschool, and those are coming soon. So let's go to the trends. Let me share this page here, and we will get started with this. I'm going to just figure out how to present this one. Hold on. I had it all ready to go, and then it's just like, I'm going to reload. Okay, so over here, we have the Marketplace Insight Highlights. They send this video out every week or so. It's in the email. Now, you could watch this 4-minute, 44-second video, which I did, or you can click on here to the video transcript. If you're a reader, just click this, and you can just read everything that she says out loud. So you can listen to it, listen to me, or you can read this. I'm going to give you this in a nutshell, okay? So the nutshell version is they are looking for you to plan 6 months in advance. So starting now, it's March. 6 months from now would be like September. So they want you to plan all of summer and even start in the fall, because there are some families who are already looking to engage in classes for the summertime or to keep up that summer slide. So they want those academic classes. Or if they're homeschoolers, they're already thinking about fall. What are they going to roll their kids in the fall? Trying to get their whole schedule planned out. And if you don't have classes offered, they're not going to pick you. I'm guilty about setting things to the last minute, so I need to start thinking about that now. You can make camps on Outschool. There is a refresher on what qualifies. Let's see if I remember right. A camp has to meet at least twice in a week. Okay, so it can't be just a once a week ongoing class. It has to meet at least twice in a week. And it could be ongoing or it could be multi-day. If it's ongoing, it's twice a week or more for however many weeks until eternity. If it's multi-day, it's for like a 1 week camp or 2 week or 4 week, and then it's done. So there will be an end date to it. Please put the word camp in your title and your description. That way it can come up on the searches. There's a few more things too. I can do another movie about that on what is a camp at a later time if you have any questions about that. And then it says, don't forget to keep that global mindset. Outschool is not just for U.S. students. It is for the whole world. In fact, some of the regions where Outschool is growing in popularity are South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, and Hong Kong. So all of those are kind of like the Beijing time that we worked with a lot with ESL. So it's like summertime is 12 hours difference from Eastern time. So if Eastern time is 7 a.m. in the morning, then in the East, South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong will be about 7 p.m. in the evening, give or take an hour or two. So just kind of keep that in mind that you're thinking opposite of the globe. So if you can work the late night shift, I think they mentioned here, like, they're looking for Outschool for summer camps that take place between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. Pacific time, as parents in East Asia look for classes that match their schedules. So especially for the summertime when the kids are home, they want something in the middle of their day, which is middle of our night. So if you can, do that. If you can't, don't worry about it. You do your schedule. You figure out how to make this work around your schedule. That's the main thing. But if you can, might as well, reach out to people over there. Now it says, we've observed that families in East Asia gravitate towards classes that meet more than once per week, especially during the summer. So in addition to your multi-day camp classes, you may want to consider creating ongoing classes with multiple meetings per week. So they want to see twice, 3 times a week. Okay, great. We can do that. We can spread it out, maybe if you want to. Here are some currently trending topics: book clubs, art and drawing, public speaking, and ESL. Later on, it does mention science in there and math. So think of academic classes, but then these are kind of like the fun yet academic classes too, like book clubs. They're fun, but you're also reading, you're discussing. So it has that academic part to it, but it could be like a fun book. Art and drawing, that's always great too, because it can help in all different ways. Public speaking, ESL, yeah, great. Now it says, lastly, families in East Asia may be more likely to prefer making monthly upfront payments to Outschool courses. So we talked about upfront payments last week, and we're going to talk about it again today, of how they can pay for a multi-day class in chunks. So instead of saying that it's going to be a 10 section class, whether it's 2 times a week, 3 times a week, once a week, there'd be 10 like lessons for $100. You can say it's going to be $10 per lesson. Or if it means 3 times a week, it'll be $30 a week. That way they can pay per week. However many times it meets that week, that they pay weekly versus all at once. Help with that sticker shock. Or you could do totally upfront and say you can pay the whole $100 and be done with it. Sometimes people like to do that. Just say, and we're done. Pay it off. So let's talk about fall 2023. Homeschool families still make up about half of Outschool's current enrolled learners. That's comforting to know. I was catering mine towards the after school kids, but maybe I should do some more morning classes to aim towards the homeschoolers. I don't know. My classes are kind of hit or miss right now. How are your classes doing, by the way? Kelly, Meredith, anybody who's watching the replay, those of you who are teaching on Outschool or All School or KidPass or any of these other marketplace platforms or even ESL classes, how are your schedules going? Are they good numbers? Are they low numbers? What's going on with them? For me, my classes are suffering. I'm still having a hard time building them back up since the fall. And so I have to figure out when I can teach, add more classes in there, hopefully get a few more learners. But a lot of mine are sitting with 1 or 2 learners each, but I really don't want to, cancel those because they have learners. I let a lot of them expire because they just don't get learners. So I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. I'm just going to keep throwing things out there. I may have to update my class listings. Maybe I will look at what other people are teaching in my niche and go, wow, their classes are still really popular. What are they doing that I can then do similar? Are they listing out all their classroom supplies in the description? Are they keeping it a secret? Are they putting out a whole year's worth of stuff in there or just a month's worth? Like, what are they doing that I can emulate? Not copy, not steal, but go, what are they doing that's working that I can do? Okay. So going back over here, they want, think about spring, summer, think about fall, think about, here again, they go English, math, science, and private tutoring. Private tutoring is really, really big right now with Outschool. So if you can, in your schedule, add some private tutoring classes in, go for it. You can charge whatever you want to charge. A lot of the going rate is $1 per minute. So it's $30 for 30 minutes. Personally, as a parent, I can't afford that. So when we found our tutor for our daughter, we found one that was $22 a week for 2 lessons. It was like ridiculously inexpensive, and she's a really, really good teacher. So we're so grateful that we found her. But that ends up being like $11 per class. So it's way on the low side. So you can go from mid-range. You have to think about, do I want to fill up my schedule with more students at a lesser pay, or less students but at a higher pay, hoping that they'll even out? I don't know. It's a numbers game. It's kind of figure it out. Do you want to price high? Do I price low? What do you guys think about that? How should we price our one-on-one classes? High, low, ongoing classes? Do you feel like the low one's like, oh, you should price too low, I don't want to take yours, or oh, it's priced too high, I can't afford it? Like, where's the happy medium? Okay, here is time to take action. Your 3 action items for this week are: 1, list your summer classes ASAP, like this week. Try focusing on academic boot camps or skill intensives or creative camps that help learners build a skill or complete a project. But do it with a fun twist, like, let's study math facts with Pokemon, or let's work on English grammar with Disney, or I don't know, maybe don't use copyright things, but make it with a fun twist on it versus just, let's do flashcards. No, we don't want flashcards. So find a fun twist on it. 2, to expand your reach, try listing some 3 to 4 week summer camps that start in mid-July between 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Pacific time. And 3, start planning for fall now. Set a goal to list at least 1 class that begins in late August or early September by the end of the week. Now, this could be an ongoing class, so you can start up brand new. This could be a current ongoing class, you maybe add some sections to it, but also think about what you're going to teach in the fall. Or it could be a multi-day class. Something so that if they have on the search bar starting in August, you're going to show up in that search bar. Okay, that's it for that one. Let's head over here. Any questions about those things? Okay, so coming soon, there are some changes for how Outschool is going to, well, they're always updating and changing. I mean, most of us started this during the pandemic, which was 3 years ago. Guys, we've been here for about 3 years. Outschool's been around for a couple more years before that, but it grew really big in 2020. Well, now it's 2023. So how are we going to maybe change things around for that? So let's head over here. These are the coming soon on Outschool. Okay. I'll go ahead and read this word for word. It's only 7 minutes, so hang on tight. It might be 5 because I read fast. Coming soon on Outschool. Get a sneak preview into new features slated to go live in spring and summer 2023 and learn how you can take advantage of upcoming changes to expand your business. Peekaboo. The Outschool team is always searching for ways to improve our platform experience. The sky is truly the limit for what we can do as an innovative team of educators, leaders, families, engineers, and passionate creators. And this often leaves the Outschool team with the tough task of choosing which platform features to develop next. That's true, they do a lot of stuff. We ultimately chose to design and test updates to the Outschool platform based on feedback from our families and educators, in-depth research into our core audiences, evolving industry best practices, and our long-term goals as a company and learning community. Those goals always include helping our educators achieve better business outcomes. They really do try to think of the educators. Sometimes things work, sometimes things don't, but they really try. Ready to get a peek into some of the updates we're working on for spring and summer 2023? Yes! Okay, here we go. Adding opportunities to customize classes. Our team has been hard at work exploring ways to make the class experience more flexible and customizable for both educators and families. In the upcoming months, you'll see several updates and tests related to class payments and scheduling, such as weekly payments, announced last week, February 28th. So, quick review. It says the new payment options enable educators to choose to allow parents to pay weekly instead of upfront for classes that meet for more than 1 week. This experiment will go live in mid to late March. Learn more about how to prepare your listings. So when you are making a class, in that edit class page at the bottom when it says how much you want to charge per class, you can click the button to select weekly payments or upfront payments or both. I don't know. I have to look to see what mine says. This is for multi-day classes. So then you can choose weekly or upfront. Now, I will have to test this mid-March. So come back to my channel later in March. As a parent, I'll have to see, as a parent, can I choose whether I pay all upfront or if I pay weekly? Do I get that choice? Or do the educators force us to choose one or the other? The educators can choose to just do upfront only, and then we as a parent is just upfront only. But if the educators choose weekly, as a parent, can I choose weekly and upfront? I think I can. I think I can choose whatever I would prefer. Like if I have $100 lying around for this whole 4-week summer camp, I'll just pay all at once. If I don't, I may pay the $25 per week for the 4 weeks. So as an educator, you can have some mixed payments coming in, some upfront, some weekly. So it's something to think about. Okay, late enrollments. Changes to enrollment options allow educators to choose to accept late enrollments for fixed duration classes. Okay, guys, this is a big question that came up last week's video in the comments section. Let's say Joey joins my class week 1. I've got a 4-week class, joins week 1, and then he hates it and he drops out. So now I only have, like I say, I had 4 people in my class, and I was counting on 4 people the whole camp, okay? He drops out. Now I have 3 people, and that's it. I'm stuck with those 3 people the rest of the camp. I have no chance of getting anybody else. Bummer. So sad for me. I'm out. With this late enrollments, you can say can accept late enrollments, and then you can have like Susie join in week 2 or week 3, and then you've got 4 people. And it does make it challenging if you're trying to build on previous information from past weeks to allow these late people to come in. But if you're able to say, come on in, we'll get you caught up, easy peasy, that's fine, then go ahead and allow the late enrollments. Then you may not be out all that money that you have lost when Joey dropped out. So I like that they're allowing late enrollments. Okay, content flexibility. New listing options and policies allow educators to specify whether any class has content that builds from meeting to meeting or is suitable for any learner to join in at any time. So in the past, multi-day was something that built. It'd be a month-long or semester-long class, and things would build upon the previous knowledge. And if you didn't get that foundation, you'd be lost. Okay, that was multi-day at the beginning. Ongoing, people can pop in and out because it just continues on. Like my science experiment classes, they can come in any week because it's just a brand new experiment every week. I may mention, oh, remember last week when we talked about this, we're going to do this again this week. I do have themes, like I do a month on space, and then a month on colors, and then a month on fizzling things. So they are kind of themes, but you don't have to go to last week's lesson to understand this week's lesson. So that's what ongoing is. People come and go. So here, there's a flexibility of whether it builds or you can join anytime. There's also changes on class duration. New listing options and policies allow educators to choose whether any class that accepts weekly payments has a fixed end date or no end date. So ongoing classes are ongoing for eternity and beyond, just forever and ever and ever. Those are ongoing. Multi-day has a fixed end date. So you as an educator can decide, do I want to end my class and then start over the next semester, or do I want it to be continuous forever? So there's that flexibility. There's also one called syllabus creation. New syllabus options within class listings will reduce the need for frequent topic updates to class descriptions. Now, I'm going to have to look into that one to see what that means. What do you think that means? Does that mean that you get to like put a document in your description that lists out this whole syllabus for the semester? Does that mean that you have to put a syllabus in there? Or are you okay with just going in and updating your description, ongoing basis? I think it's a really good idea to visit your classes from a parent's point of view and look at it. Go, if I was a parent and I was searching classes like this, would I click this teacher's class, and why? Do I like the description? Does it give enough information? Does it actually list out what's going to happen next? I have visited many teachers' pages, like, for example, right now it's March. Let's say it's an ongoing class and they have the January lessons up there, and that's it. I'm like, well, it's March 9th. What are you doing in March? I don't know. Instead of me taking the time to reach out to this teacher, I'm just going to go find a different teacher. Because there's so many teachers who teach whatever topic that I'm looking at. I'll just find somebody who does say, hey, in March and in April, we're doing this and this, and I know what's going to happen. So every once in a while, go back to your listing, look at it fresh eyes, and update it as needed so you can get new people to join in. Because once you get new people in, they may stick around for a while. But how do you get new people to join in? You got to make it enticing. You got to make it easy for parents to know, especially ongoing or multi-day late enrollments, where they're going to start, what they need in order to jump right in. Okay, so let's go back over here. This project is an excellent example of how a series of individual platform changes can come together to achieve a much bigger goal. As a whole, these features will provide more opportunities to educators to build their teaching businesses on their terms and customize classes. As a result, educators may expand their reach to include many families looking for more flexible payment and schedule options on Outschool. This phased rollout and testing approach also highlights the importance of conducting focused, smaller rounds of testing before launching what may feel like a big update to Outschool families and educators. Okay, so just so you know, it's only going to be for a few people. Last week, we talked about how this weekly payment will only be available to about 50% of the families. So you might be able to use it, you might not, as a parent. And then if it's successful, they'll just do it for everybody. So it's good to put your classes, think about the classes for that 50% for the trial thing so that it can have a really good trial. Okay, but it won't be like, everybody. It's just saying, here's what we're going to be doing. We intentionally designed this platform update to take place over a longer period of time to allow us to inform educators and parents of upcoming changes, test specific aspects, and take the time to perfect small pieces of our larger vision for streamlined, simpler class experiences. Read more on how we design and test updates on the Outschool platform. You can read more later if you want to. There's probably the statistics of how we test things. I've been involved in many of their testing phases between summer camp experiences, pods last year. They try out new things every once in a while. So it's kind of good to get on the ground running with things to really get the most of it, because after a while things might be phased out. So get in the ground running if you can. Okay, helping families find the right fit. This is why we do it. We help families. When we talk about how parents find the perfect class for them, we sometimes call that discovery. That process can include search, category pages, and more. This year, we've already made multiple discovery improvements to keep our search engine strong and results relevant. Now, I've heard a lot of complaints about this search engine. There are good things to it and there are not good things to it. So let's see what kind of changes they have in plan and how it can affect us as educators to help parents and families. So, improved our class search function to bring more relevant topics to the top of results based on keywords searched. Okay, so in the past, it had by starting soon. So if, say I wanted to do a coloring class, I could type in coloring, and I could find one that starts today in an hour, so coming soon. Now I think it's by keyword. It's only going to show me the ones that have the word coloring in the title. And so things that happen today might be farther down, although I can change that. As a parent, go, I want a class today. I want to find one like right now. Then I can click, I can change that button. So just be aware of your keyword searches. Think about anything the parents might want to search for and put that in your title or that mini description. Even if it means you're going to have a clunky title or a clunky description, throw those keywords in there. We've added a teacher header to call out your profile and video when a family searches your name. I do like this one, and I've used this one. Saying like, oh, I want to look for, this teacher. Teacher Jerry sometimes comes over here sometimes to this channel. So I'll type in Teacher Jerry, and up at the top it has her name. So her name's at the top. Before we get to the list of classes, go, oh, yeah, that's the teacher I want. Click that teacher. It goes to her page. I can see only her classes. So if you know the name of the teacher you want, you can search by the teacher's name, which I think is kind of cool. We've updated default time search filters to help parents find more after-school classes and updated price filters to be more inclusive of one-on-one class price ranges. Okay, so that's good to know. You can choose for classes within a certain price range, time range. You can narrow your time searches. So they say you don't want to have class 24 hours a day because your kiddo's asleep at night. You want to say, I want my kiddo to take a class from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can go that, or you can go just 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. because they're at school. So you can reduce, what time of day you want those classes to be in. We've also created new category pages designed to help more parents find your Outschool classes faster when searching for topics on the web. We've also doubled the number of categories available to browse in the search navigation bar on the Outschool site. And we can go visit that in a minute if you guys want to see how these work in real time. And the good news is there's more to come in the world of discovery. We've heard that you want to control over how your classes are found, so we're kicking off research to create new ways to tag your classes with different attributes and topics. Examples of these tags could include grade level and specific skills like fraction or spelling. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for coming by. Got a couple of people watching. Thank you for saying hi. We're talking about changes that are going to happen in the Outschool platform soon, like the search engines and stuff. So adding these tags is going to be a big undertaking with many opportunities for us to incorporate more of your feedback. Expect to learn more as we enter late spring or early summer. Also, work on your ACE completion. Okay, we've got educators with badges, which is like a blue ring around their personal face, and then down below it says ACE. That means they've gone through this ACE program. So I still need to do that. Have you guys done that yet? It's on my to-do list, along with everything else on my to-do list. So I think it would be good to go through that. I went to the town hall meeting yesterday and they talked about it a little. Yes, I noticed the town hall meeting was yesterday. I haven't watched it yet. So I'll watch it and maybe put the information in next week's video here. So it wouldn't hurt to get the ACE training. It could help, but also it can hurt. So I say go for it. Enhancing the one-on-one learning experience. So they're really pushing these one-on-one tutoring classes. Kathy, I did do the ACE. It wasn't hard. No, it's just time consuming. You just have to read the stuff and fill out the things at the end. I see it go through. They're different modules, I think, different stages. So you don't, as far as I know, you don't have to do it all in one sitting. You can break it apart. You can do like part 1, leave a few days, come back, part 2, leave a few days, come back, part 3. Kind of like getting your TESOL and TEFL classes. You don't have to do it in one big sitting. You can do it in chunks. Okay, so if you can, I would suggest try some one-on-one classes. And you can do these aimed for people in the US or aimed for people internationally. So whatever time zone you can do it in to accommodate people, I say go for it if you can. So here's how they're going to enhance this. As more families search for one-on-one classes, we're taking a closer look at how we could boost re-enrollments for educators who teach tutoring classes and address some common pain points we hear surrounding the one-on-one enrollment and learning experience. Here's a sneak preview on the features you may see being tested this spring and summer. So if you are a one-on-one teacher, I want you to tell me how these are going to help your business. Because I don't do one-on-one yet. So I don't know really what the pros and cons are now versus what they're going to be. But I'm going to make some presumptions because I've had friends and I've seen people post on their one-on-one experiences. So I'll kind of give you some of my advice. So number 1, new options for re-enrolling after a one-time class. So one-time tutoring classes make up a significant portion of new one-on-one enrollments, as many parents want to try out one class with an educator before making a longer commitment. A trial class. We're developing new features that will make it easy for families to book a follow-up meeting or ongoing tutoring after taking a one-time one-on-one class. We believe this will increase the likelihood that one-time tutoring learners will be back for another session. Okay, so how are they going to do this? I don't know. Maybe in the email, hey, thanks for joining this one-time class. Here's a link to join the online class. Okay, so it could be an Outschool tutor email. You as an educator could also leave a classroom comment saying, hey, I enjoyed working with you. If you want to continue, you can click this link to join my ongoing class, and I will make a time for you. You can have this conversation of finding the right times to meet, and then they can make a section for you. But yeah, you want to convert those trials into weekly enrollments. Okay. Bye, Teacher Kelly. Got to go to work. Thanks for joining us for a little bit. I appreciate that. You can watch the rest later. So also you have more scheduling tools for educators. We hear you. It's a pain to set up dozens of sections for your one-on-one classes. We'll be rolling out a new calendar that allows you to set your tutoring availability and make it easy for families to enroll in times that work for them for a one-time or ongoing meeting. These new scheduling tools will be specifically designed for one-on-one classes. Curious to see how that's going to work out for parents. We're also working on new ways to significantly reduce the back and forth messages needed to make a quick schedule change by allowing parents to reschedule ongoing one-on-one classes according to educators' availability. Okay, so what does that mean? I know, for example, when we found our tutor for our daughter, we found this teacher that we thought would be a great fit. The price was great. We seemed to like everything about her, but she had no availability. You had to reach out and schedule classes. So we had like an afternoon of going back and forth in private comments of when to schedule a class because we couldn't see her availability because it was all, booked up by other students. So she made a time on Thursday evenings and on Saturday mornings for us so that we could meet twice a week with her to help with some reading. So this might help that. The educator can say, hey, here's when I'm open, grab your times, as well as here's when I open, you can switch your times. I mean, it's kind of what we did for VIP Kid. We kind of said, here's when I'm open, and then parents would just grab the times that they wanted, whether it be the same time every week or different times. So maybe that could work out this way. We could say, hey, here's my availability. Have at it. Fill me up. And if this is 101, once one person takes it, that section is closed. Because there have been times that they've had like two people enroll for the same class, one-on-one class, and that ended up being a weird class for those teachers because now there's two kids in there. So I don't know, this could work. There's also continuous classrooms for one-on-one learners. Okay, this is a big thing. By avoiding a section transfer using soon-to-come scheduling enhancements, educators will also be able to maintain the same classroom for one-on-one learners regardless of whether they've taken time off or changed their class schedule. So, as it stands right now, if I'm in the classroom, whether it's one-on-one or ongoing or multi-day, let's say ongoing, if I'm in the Monday class for ongoing, and I tell my educator, hey, Monday's not going to work out for my kid anymore, I want to move to the Thursday class. When I'm taken out of Monday and put into Thursday, I lose access to all of Monday's conversations. And I get put to Thursdays and I start over. I don't get to see the past conversations. I just see the current ones. So we've lost all that. So it's ongoing, no big deal. We can just repost the supplies or whatever. But if you have this ongoing conversation with the parent and you switch your day, that whole conversation is gone and you can't access it anymore. Which is why instead of posting in the classroom, people post in the learner messages or the parent messages because that does carry over. So this is a really cool update. So that it has this continuous classrooms. So it has this personalized classroom between this one kid and this one educator, no matter when you might change the schedule. Oh, I think this is so good because I'm trying to figure out how to communicate with this tutor so it's easy for me to find the conversations as a parent and her to find the conversations as a teacher. I don't know, how do you guys communicate to your students as a teacher? Do you use the classroom, parent messages, or student messages? And what comes through on your dashboard? How do you find things? They've made a lot of improvements with those conversations, but I still feel like there's some missing things and we don't always see the conversations that we want to see or easy access to get into it. For example, if my daughter is communicating to the teacher, I have to go into her account to continue this conversation. I can't do it from my parent account. I have to take the extra step to log in as my learner. It's just one extra click, but still it's like one or two extra clicks to then find it. It doesn't show up on my teacher dashboard. Whereas the parent to teacher does show up on my parent dashboard. I don't know, it's very confusing. So let me know if you're a parent, an educator, or one or both, whatever, like how do you communicate with the other end? So to summarize this, if you don't see an update we've been waiting for in this preview, that doesn't mean it's not for coming. So if you submitted feedback about a certain function or platform you can trust, we've logged it and are exploring ways that we can continue to make the Outschool experience better. Also, if multiple people log the same complaint, they're more likely to choose that one to work on. Okay, just saying. This preview calls out the big building blocks of this spring and summer's platform developments, but smaller changes that respond to family and educator feedback are always in the works, even if they don't get much fanfare. We'll continue to send email updates to educators ahead of each of these feature releases or experiments. To make sure you're subscribed to educator emails, head to your email settings and toggle on the option for occasional updates from Outschool. I get those updates too. I'll relay the information to you that I find is very valuable, so you'll know as a teacher what to prepare for, so you can come here to look at what's going on. Okay, that's it for that. Whew, this was kind of a longer day. Thanks for sticking around. Again, to recap, there's a time change happening this weekend, so make sure you let your learners know if they might be impacted by it, because all the classes will now shift to the teacher's new schedule. So if your time change will change on Sunday, theirs will change too. So just be aware of that. Just let them know, hey, you won't have to scoot it up an hour or down an hour or whatever. Also, these changes that are going to happen on the platform, just be ready for them. They'll let teachers have a few weeks kind of, notice to get their classes ready to go before the big launch. Okay, one of the big launches is the multi-day payment weekly or payment all up front. So keep that in mind. Go into your multi-day classes and fix anything or change anything if you want to change anything. There will be late enrollments. So if you lose somebody due to them not wanting to stick around after paying for a week, you can get people to come in late. You're not locked into those few kids the rest of the section, whatever the length it is, the month, the semester. You can get late enrollments. Okay, thanks for sticking around. If you have any questions or comments or thoughts or anything, please leave in the comments below. I will get back to you. I do read them all. Happy teaching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.